Greetings Netrunners and welcome to our look at the runner cards from the new Blood and Water Datapack from the Red Sand cycle. First up we have the Anarchs, starting with a new runner, Alice Merchant. Clan Agitator from one of the clan factions on Mars. Link strength is 0, 50, 15. Identity Cyborg. The first time you make a successful run on Archives each turn, the court must trash one card from HQ. So that's pretty big, because Archives aren't usually that well protected. And that would allow you, every time you hit HQ, you're forcing the corp to trash a card from their hand, and then you can just keep running on Archives every turn to try and find out what those cards were they trashed, and hopefully get some good economy cards out of their hand, or maybe if you're lucky in Agenda. Next we have Iago Mercs, cost of 0, resource Clan Connection. When you install Iago Mercs, take one tag, place 3 power counters on Iago Mercs and 1 additional power counter for each tag you have. When there are no power counters left on Iago Mercs, trash it. The corp cannot trash Iago Mercs while there is another resource installed, and hosted power counter, prevent 1 meat damage. So this one reward decks that don't bother about tags. It allows you to protect yourself from any meat damage that the corp could do to you, and it protects itself as long as you've got other resources installed. Next we have the Criminal faction, and we have Maui. Cost of 5, hardware console. It gives you +2 memory, and has X generating critics. Using these critics during run on HQ. X is the number of pieces of ice protecting HQ. So the more pieces of ice the corp's got protecting HQ, the more credits you'll have to spend on breaking them. So that's really good if you want to just focus your strategy, like several criminal decks do, on just getting through the central servers. So this would be a definite thing I'd see used in several of the criminal decks I've played against before in my videos. Next we have Bogut Back. Cost of X, resource. Play X power counters on Bogut Back when you install it. If you have no cards in your grip at the end of your turn, draw 1 card for each counter on Bogut Back, then trash it. This is sort of a emergency extra life for a runner. If you've run out of cards and lost basically, this will allow you to draw 1 card for each power counter on it and then you trash it. So it's kind of like an emergency extra life. I can see that coming in very handily, especially against Jinteki decks. Next we have Kyra McIntyre, cost of 2, resource connection. The first time you de-res a piece of ice each turn, gain 2 credits. Now this one is a bit specialised, since there are plenty of decks out there that de-res pieces of ice, but you need to focus it on one of those decks to get the use out of this. It's a good way to gain money and really establish an economy, but only in that kind of deck. Next we move on to the Shapers, and we have Daredevil. Cost of 5, hardware console, has +2 memory, and the first time you initiate a run on a server protected by 2 or more pieces of ice each turn, draw 2 cards. Limit 1 console per player. So this one rewards you for initiating runs on servers that have got at least 2 pieces of ice or more, so servers that have got a lot of protection. But it rewards you with giving you 2 extra cards each time you run, protecting you from potential damage from said pieces of ice. So it's a great card to really dig through your deck and find the cards you need, as well as protecting yourself, especially from spiky Jinteki decks. Next we have a new program. Mass Driver, cost of 8, memory cost of 2. Program Icebreaker Decoder. Whenever you use Mass Driver to break all subroutines on a piece of ice, during a single encounter, the first 3 subroutines on the next piece of ice you encounter this run do not resolve. It has 2 credits, break code gate subroutine, and 1 credit +1 strength, and a basic strength of 1. Now this is actually pretty huge, although it costs a bit to get it up to strength and to break the subroutines. If you're just using it on a weak code gate piece of ice, and you manage to break all the subroutines on it, you can then break the next 3 subroutines, or you just ignore them for the next piece of ice. And if that next piece of ice is something huge, then it could be very, very valuable for you to just get through it. You don't even need the right kind of icebreaker for it. You just ignore them. So this is going to be really, really, really useful in the right situation. But once again, it's requiring a very specialised situation to go off. So it might see some use, or it might not. Anyway, that's all for the runner cards this time. Remember to stay tuned for the review of the corp cards, and remember to like and subscribe.